Hey fellow tennis nerds, I hope all is well. Last Thursday I was invited to an event in Paris with Head. It was the launch of their brand campaign, Your Game is Our Game. You can find out more about this campaign on their Make a Racket hub on the official Head website. The idea behind the campaign is to unite the growing love for racket sports, meaning not only tennis but also paddle and pickleball. The event, which was co-hosted by Racket Magazine, was a lot of fun. Loads of players joining actually, so nice to mingle with some stars. Djokovic, Rublev, Musetti, Goff, Krejcikova, bunch of other players. The main event was the players being interviewed on the stage. Djokovic did a stellar job on his interview, which you can see towards the end of the video. The best part for me personally, besides seeing Paris, which is an amazing city, I had not really properly been there before, just in the outskirts, was meeting fellow tennis nerds and content creators and great guys like Dylan from Tennis with Dylan, Max from Backstage Tennis, and Ashley from Tennis Mentor. Really nice guys. We had a lot of fun. We actually had the time to talk about the process and life as kind of content creators, whatever you want to call it, in the tennis space. And we also got to play on this ultra-fast concrete tennis court, both with regular rackets and these oversized rackets. It's an old cliche, but these events are always about personal connection. So it's also fun to meet people from Team Head and get to know them a bit more. The great part of being in the tennis industry is that pretty much everyone you meet is a fellow tennis lover or tennis nerd, so it's very easy to connect over that. And the bonus obviously was mingling with the players. They were pretty relaxed considering the tournament was just around the corner, so I was impressive that so many players actually arrived to this event, because it can be a distraction for them to go to other things. Sadly, this trip did not allow time to visit the French Open, and tickets are extremely hard to come by. I will though go this week, towards the end of this week, and experience Paris again, so I'm really happy about that. Looking forward to it. We'll get to see some tennis then and keep you in the loop about that. And if you have any Paris tips, please put them in the comments below. And if you are a Head player, I'm curious about which racket you use and why. I'm gonna plan to make a video about the new Oxetic rackets, kind of explaining them a bit more in detail in the future. Let me know if you're curious about that. That's all for this one. Have a nice day now, and don't forget to play some tennis.
I want to thank Head for supporting all of us throughout our careers. I've been playing with Head for quite a long time. I remember back in the junior days I was playing with Head. Then I changed for a few years, but I went back to the Head. So for more than last 10 plus years I've been playing with Head, and you know, it's been such an important partner in my life, in my career, because obviously for us tennis players the racket is the most important tool. So you know, once you connect with the racket, you know, it's a little bit of a superstition as well, you know.
And you feel more confident, of course.
Exactly. So yeah, I've been very fortunate. We've had a tremendous success together, you know, in this partnership. And look, it's all about kids. It's all about the future generations and trying to, you know, I think contribute to the tennis ecosystem globally, all of us. And we were also kids, you know, dreaming to become the
you
best
role
tennis
models,
players.
and it's good to see them, to see their eyes when you were a kid.
Of course, you know, there's I think the two brothers right here playing. You see, he's with a racket and he's, you know, enjoying himself, and it's all about the racket and a ball, you know. And I think that tennis and all the racket sports are probably some of, if not the most inclusive sports that we have worldwide. So anybody really can have a racket nowadays, and with the emerging sports like paddle, like, you know, pickleball, and of course all the other racket sports like squash, badminton, you know, table tennis. It's incredible. You know, we have so many amazing, very popular worldwide racket sports. Of course, there's only one king of racket sports, which is tennis. But still, you know, I think it's great that we have, I think, growth and expansion in the racket ecosystem.
What would be one of the first advice that you will give a kid when you with a kid playing like a 10-year-old kid, whatever? So with yours in Monaco, but with these ones, what would you tell them? What's the most important thing to tell them when you're on court?
It's difficult to sum it up. I mean, you know, obviously, if I can select maybe a few phrases, it would be see it, plan it, believe it, and then achieve it. You know, I think when you're a very young kid, obviously it's all about the game. It's all about fun. It's all about joy and just enjoying what you are doing. So visualization is a big part of it. You know, we were all having dreams when we were young to, you know, for us tennis players, obviously, to play in Wimbledon, Roland Garros, Grand Slams, to win big trophies, to find ourselves in the biggest courts in the game. And we are very fortunate that we're part of the sport that has a tremendous history and tradition of the game, you know, in all sports. So I think first you have to see it, you know, and then you have to plan it, because you have to surround yourself with the right people, and that will support you. They will support your individual formula for success, and then, you know, believe that you can achieve it. You know, I'm coming from a small country that has been torn by the war, several wars in the last 30-40 years. So I was growing up actually during 90s with lots of adversity and difficulties. And tennis was never a popular sport in my country. We never had a tradition of tennis, and it's a very expensive sport for, you know, people in my country. It still is, but especially during 90s. And still, you know, I managed to reach great heights in tennis, and not just myself, but we had the golden generation of the Serbian tennis. You know, at one point we had 4 number ones in the world in a matter of 2 or 3 years, which was incredible, you know, for a small country. So everything is possible, really, even with some of the most global sports in the world, like tennis is. You can still make it. Of course, there are things that have to come together in a way, but that's why the surrounding is so important. And of course, that self-belief, the drive, the motivation, and then, you know, obviously stay humble in success, and make sure you remember where you come from.